First things first is I've been keeping track of who's been around, who's hanging around, who's prospecting, everything. We got 16 motherfuckers now. That's the total numbers we're looking at. 16. Yeah. And most are active daily. Bar people like Jax and Dark, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, for me, I'm thinking we don't need many more before we start moving on to the next stage, which will be refining who we do have. Obviously, the current stage has been growth, recruitment. The next one on from that needs to be making sure that everybody that we do have and everybody that we have recruited is all on the same page and everybody understands what the fuck is going on. We'll get more into that a little bit later. Now, immediate priorities need to be very clear. We've got the $5 million ready for the warehouse, so we'll probably have that by today.
Okay.
We need $2 million on top of that by Monday. So I need to see $2 million in them boxes on top of the warehouse money by Monday.
Gotta be in cash, gotta be the easiest way right now.
Yep, cash.
I was doing the math before on what CJ, the price CJ's paying for it. If you buy 100 at 1,800 per, then that will turn into 1 million.
What?
Yeah, so he's buying it at $1,800 per because people don't know about this shit, and you sell it for 10k. You get 10 grand.
No,
when
you don't. No, you don't.
You do get 10k,
You
right?
get 2K. No, you get
2k? Oh, fuck. Okay. My math's well off. Okay. Fuck.
Yeah. If you're buying in bags, try and get them for 1,700.
So
I know
he knows.
I know he's getting them for 18, but like try and get them for 17.
Yeah.
But you don't make a lot of money, but you do. You know, it's like it's just free money basically. It's so easy. So if you bought 100 bags, you make 30k.
Alright, so if we got a constant cycle of like people selling, then we can be giving them the clean to do at the same time.
Yeah, they just need to make sure we need to be on the same page, right? If we give them ink bags, they need to give us the cash.
Yeah. So I think right now we got just under 100 grand washed. So we split that up with the sellers. Then they're selling, then they give us the dirty, then we get that cleaned, then give them wash again, just cycle.
I can put 500k in today. So that's that. We just need 1.5 by the end of day Monday. Nah, end of day Sunday really, for us to be comfortable. So by the end of tomorrow, we need 1.5.
All right.
I wasn't planning on being around tomorrow, but I guess I'm gonna have to be to make sure that we're making this money. So I'll be around tomorrow. I'll be around like a long time today as well.
All right.
Okay.
Now why? You sat there and you're saying, Dre, why?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for a big move. I put in an order, and we are now the exclusive plug for Uzis going forward.
All right.
The first order is in. We need that money.
How many is the first order?
I asked for 50.
Okay.
All right.
Pretty much we should get between 25 and 50. So we need to be ready to pay for 50. I discussed mags as well. He said he'd get back to me on the price for them. I'll hit him up today about it.
So potentially we could need more.
No.
Oh, it's 2 million. Okay. All right.
2 mil is more.
All right.
I've been asked to keep the price between myself and Primo. His people ain't gonna know about it. You ain't gonna know about it. But just know, we're getting a real fucking good price.
right.
prices I can tell you about and things that you are going to need to know about is what we're selling them at, right? Internally, if you are blooded into the gang and above, we will sell them to members of the gang. And I'm expecting you guys to also, because this shit ain't free, I'm expecting you guys to put money into the fund if you take one of these Uzis. That being 35 Gs. It was 40 before, was the price on the street. Taking the 5 off for members plus. And that could get better over time, depending on how we're doing. But right now, blooded in and more, 35 Gs and OC. Cheap as fuck.
Okay. Sounds good.
Prospects, I can get them at 40. Outside the gang, 45.
Okay. One thing as well, do we need to think about now that we know, when people are selling weed, they're getting 112 per. Do we need to think about increasing the prices?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it at 24 until we've got through the big batch that we've not sold. Because straight up, we need to burn through bags. Like we've got like thousands of bags that, and they're going bad. Right. They're not going like bad, but if I look at it, I could probably roll it through my fingers like 35 times. You know what I mean? So
yeah, okay.
I want to get it moved. After that, yeah, we'll look at it. I want to at least make sure that the grower in the gang is making at least the same amount of money. But maybe the gang should make a little bit more because the grower makes no money without the operation running, you know?
Yeah, the irony that closer to $44 might be a fair price.
Uh-huh. It's almost like, you know, when I make a move, I tend to be kind of right. And when motherfuckers walk up and down a block calling me a scammer is not the best idea I've ever heard in my life. You seen them selling any weed? No.
Nah, I was down there yesterday. They were having a
What?
They were having
Complete
a big
and
old
total
meeting.
fucking losers.
Yeah. They were having a big old meeting, but not a single person slinging, and they were having the meeting out on the street, so.
Straight up, just it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've seen it myself now personally. I'm confident in saying my confidence grows every time I know more about what other leaders around the city do. To be honest with you, I don't think anybody does it like me.
I'd agree with that.
And that's just facts. Tell me someone that does it better and I'll think about it. Now with the Uzi shit, we need to figure out what we're doing with it. I'm planning at the moment on how we'll introduce ourselves to the plug and who we're going to introduce ourselves to. Do you guys have any ideas about that to bring to me right now?
That's definitely something I'll have to think on.
We got to consider the market, right? So
Yeah.
market-wise, we're looking at people that are not at the tippy top, because people at the tippy top, yes, they use the most guns, but they use the best guns. And we're well aware Uzis are not that.
I mean, there is one person.
If you bring a Uzi to a fight against a bullpup, you're probably going to die.
I know one person who probably need about 10 a week. Dickhead.
True. And that's the niche part of the market where, yes, the top dogs are probably going to want they bullpups, right? But they are probably going to want some Uzis, mostly just for fun. So we still introduce ourselves to those guys and let them know. But I'm not expecting them to be our main customers. I'm expecting people like the remnants of Chaos Legion, for example, the Ravens, right? Motorcycle clubs like that.
Is there
maybe ADMC. Maybe
is there an opportunity, you know, like the way the Vargos have just folded, and I know originally there was talk of us buying like barrio places. If we can kind of not dictate, but kind of help someone get in there, like a smaller group, then you know they could become an easy plug.
it's funny you say that. Primo came to me with that idea exactly. That is his plan. Is to do exactly that. He needs our help with it because Raul, right? The dude with 6 properties.
Yeah.
Problem with Raul is he's very likely to become Hades because Chico is his cousin.
Frenchie and Edgar on the same page. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It would be. Now the thing of where we come in with that is obviously
cops, bro.
we need to get them properties. However, Primo and his cartel that Tic Tac explained to me is very confusing. We're just beefing with Hades. Now, why they're very confusing is because these motherfuckers is claiming when they were fighting, they're like claiming 3 different gangs. I cannot express to you how disorganized the motherfuckers are. You got like OP and his people still claiming that they're SLB, for example.
What the fuck?
Goodness gracious.
Like
they're shooting them and saying, yeah, SLB did it to you.
Yes, yeah, we did kind of get that vibe that like there was so many people coming around. Like there's with the lack of time that I guess Primo has to spend on the block, there's no way he knows everybody that's there properly or like what they're doing or like
he doesn't.
There's no
and
chance.
He also has OP as one of his, like, he keeps telling me, oh yeah, OP is one of my like highest ranking members, but now I'm finding out that OP is running his own gang and calling it SLB, which is what I knew before because I was explained to that Peter at the time when OP was saying he's in my gang was not actually in the cartel. So Peter was in OP's gang. So OP has his own gang, and I'm not even sure that Edgar actually properly understands that. Yeah, whether he does or not, I don't really care. It's not my business. I just think it's kind of okay. It's confusing because then in that case, it's like okay, so why is OP one of his highest trusted members running his own gang, and I'm not on the level of OP when I've done probably more than that.
Real and true.
Yeah, I find that crazy to be honest.
And then there's I think they were claiming I only half listen to Tic Tac, to be honest. I can't ever fully listen to Tic Tac.
Fair.
But yeah, whatever he was saying, they confusing motherfuckers. And he was like, I thought I was gonna have to be shooting you, Dre, and killing you. And I was like, oh, don't worry, Blue Eyes. You know, if that would have came to it, then I would have had to apologize for shooting you down like a good dog. A little bit of a back and forth there, but that was funny. I explained to him, I was like, listen, it's a cartel. If they'd have asked me to come and ride out, I probably would have. And we just left it at that.
Damn, they shoot him.
Yeah. Any other questions on the Uzi business? Or ideas? Or potential contacts that I might not have thought of?
Oh, here you go.
I think so.
What, Frenchie?
I said
I'm trying to rack my brain, but I don't feel like maybe my ears aren't as close to the ground as possible, but like I don't feel like there's too many like smaller groups being like, well, at least I don't see them being active. Not the way we are, at least right now.
Yeah, that's the point of being a smaller group. Yeah, kind of under the radar.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
People would have said the same about
Says everyone like
us.
up north, I would guess.
Yeah, people would have said the same about us, about how they don't see us active and stuff. And now suddenly, like within the last week, they're like, oh, the ballers are suddenly active when we've actually been active for 3 months, but we've been keeping our heads down. You know?
Yeah, but like, I agree with you, but then also, like you said earlier, no one else really has someone like you driving it. I don't know if there's too many other people who would
Oh, the clowns and
help
the
get
mimes.
someone to a position like
Great.
that. Yeah, clowns, mimes, maybe.
Clowns,
Speedy
mimes,
would
they'll be-
definitely love that shit.
Yeah, clowns and
Crackhead
moms would
energy.
definitely.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
would love, because it's also it's like half the price of assault rifles, and it
Mhm.
probably is the best SMG outside of maybe a Tech, from what I hear. You got a Tech 9 that's like apparently extremely good. Uzi is probably one beneath that, and then everything else. Yeah, there's stuff like the PDW or the assault SMG, but they're like a different bracket, you know? They're more like assault rifle SMGs, like kind of hybrid between.
Yeah.
As far as small groups to take the barrio, I mean, the only one that I can think of right now that kind of comes to mind, if they do well, the energy read I got from them, I like the Armenians. I just want to know whether they're actually going to be successful.
Is that
But
like,
I
is that
got a
concrete to them?
very good first impression from yes, Concrete and his people. I'd say that wouldn't be a bad shout.
I mean, they'd be perfect
Again-
to sell Uzi's suit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes.